Most people grow up believing a simple formula: work harder, earn more, and life keeps getting better. And for a while, that feels true. Your first raise feels meaningful. Your first promotion feels like progress. Crossing certain income milestones feels like proof that you're moving forward. But somewhere around the mid-income range, often near $70,000 a year, something strange can happen. You're working just as hard, maybe harder. You're earning more than you used to, yet the sense of progress slows down. The financial stress doesn't disappear the way you expected. The payoff from working harder feels smaller. My name is Mike, and I'm glad you're here. I make videos that explain money in a calm, practical way, without hype or pressure. If you find steady, clear financial guidance helpful, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future conversations like this. Let's talk about why hard work can start feeling like it stops paying after around $70,000, and what you can actually do about it. The first reason is taxes. Early in your career, each raise feels dramatic because your base income is lower. A $5,000 raise when you're earning $40,000 changes your monthly life noticeably. But as your income rises, a larger portion of each additional dollar goes toward taxes. That doesn't mean raises are pointless, it just means the visible impact shrinks. The jump from $70,000 to $80,000 rarely feels like a full $10,000 increase in your lifestyle. The second reason is lifestyle inflation. As income rises, expectations quietly rise with it. A slightly nicer apartment, a more expensive car, dining out more often, better vacations. Individually, these upgrades feel reasonable. You worked hard for them. But collectively, they absorb the income growth. So instead of your savings rate improving, your cost of living expands. The third reason is diminishing emotional returns. The difference between struggling to pay bills and being comfortable is enormous. But the difference between comfortable and slightly more comfortable is subtle. After a certain point, additional income doesn't feel transformative. It feels incremental. None of this means hard work stops mattering. It means the strategy has to evolve. If you're earning around this level and wondering why it doesn't feel like enough, the key question isn't, should I work harder? It's, where is the marginal dollar going? Here's how to think about it step by step. First, separate gross income from usable income. Look at your take-home pay, not your salary headline. Many people mentally spend based on their full salary number, but their actual available cash is significantly lower after taxes and deductions. Clarity reduces frustration. Second, measure your savings rate, not just your income. If your income rises but your savings rate stays flat, lifestyle inflation is quietly absorbing progress. A powerful shift is deciding that every raise automatically increases your savings percentage first, before your spending adjusts. Third, define your baseline cost of living. What does it truly cost you to run your life each month? Housing, food, transportation, insurance, utilities. Not idealized numbers, real ones. Once you know your baseline, you can measure how fragile or stable it is. Fourth, understand that income growth has phases. Early income growth improves stability. Middle income growth should improve resilience. Later income growth should improve optionality. If your income is rising but your options aren't expanding, something is misaligned. Let's make this practical with a short example. Spender Mike earns $72,000 a year. When he crossed $60,000, he upgraded his apartment. At $65,000, he financed a newer car. At $70,000, he started traveling more frequently and dining out more often. None of these choices were reckless. They felt earned. Responsible, even. But now he notices something uncomfortable. He's working longer hours. His paycheck is higher than ever, yet he doesn't feel more secure. If his job became unstable, his current lifestyle would be expensive to maintain. His savings account hasn't grown much. Spender Mike's problem isn't laziness. It isn't lack of effort. It's that each income increase quietly raised his monthly baseline. Hard work didn't stop paying. It just got redirected into higher fixed costs. When your fixed expenses rise alongside your income, Every new dollar is already spoken for. That's when work starts to feel like it stops producing freedom. This is where many people make common mistakes. One mistake is chasing the next income milestone without adjusting financial structure. If I just get to $85,000, I'll feel fine. But if spending rises proportionally, that milestone won't fix the underlying issue. Another mistake is confusing lifestyle upgrades with wealth building. A nicer car improves comfort. It doesn't improve resilience. True financial progress shows up in net worth, emergency funds, and reduced financial fragility, not visible consumption. A third mistake is comparing income instead of stability. You might earn more than your peers and still feel financially tight because your cost structure is heavier. So what's a simple action plan if you're at this stage? Start by calculating 3 numbers: your baseline monthly cost, your current savings rate, and your emergency fund size. If your emergency fund doesn't cover at least 3 to 6 months of baseline expenses, that becomes priority number 1. Not because you should fear job loss, but because resilience reduces stress more effectively than incremental income growth. Next, implement a raise split rule. When your income increases, split the increase intentionally. For example, 50% goes to increased saving or investing, 30% can improve lifestyle, and 20% goes to long-term flexibility goals. The percentages can vary, but the principle is the same. Don't allow 100% of a raise to become permanent spending. Then review your fixed costs annually. Housing and transportation are the 2 largest levers. Small recurring expenses matter, but big fixed commitments determine how free you actually are. Another practical step is separating identity from income. If your sense of progress relies entirely on salary growth, you'll constantly chase the next number. Instead, measure progress through financial independence markers: higher net worth, lower debt, higher savings rate, stronger cash flow. At around $70,000, you're often in the comfort trap. You're not struggling. You're not wealthy. You're stable enough to upgrade, but not yet free enough to be careless. That's a critical pivot point. This is where long-term mindset matters most. Hard work alone creates income. Structure creates freedom. If you continue increasing income without increasing intentionality, work starts feeling repetitive and unrewarding. But when income growth is paired with strategic allocation, each raise builds stability, not just lifestyle. There's also a psychological adjustment to make. Early in your career, effort and reward feel directly connected. You work harder, and your life visibly improves. Later, the visible improvements slow down. The rewards become less obvious. They show up in quieter ways: a growing investment account, a shrinking debt balance, a larger emergency cushion. Those improvements don't always feel exciting, but they compound. When you move from chasing comfort to building resilience, hard work starts paying in a different currency: optionality. Optionality means you can say no to a toxic job without panic. You can handle a temporary income dip without spiraling. You can invest in new opportunities without fear. That's when income becomes powerful again, not because the number is higher, but because your baseline is controlled. If you feel like hard work stopped paying after $70,000, it's usually not about the number. It's about structure. It's about where the marginal dollar is going. It's about whether your income growth is improving stability or just expanding consumption. And here's the reassuring part: this stage is normal. It's not a personal failure. It's a predictable transition point in financial growth. The goal isn't to stop working hard. It's to redirect the payoff. Instead of asking, "Why doesn't this feel like enough?" try asking, "Is my income buying freedom or just maintenance?" That one question can shift everything. When income increases are automatically routed towards savings, investing, and lowering financial fragility, the emotional payoff returns. It may not feel flashy, but it feels secure, calm, steady. And over time, that steadiness compounds into something much more meaningful than incremental lifestyle upgrades. If this video helped clarify why hard work can feel like it stops paying after $70,000 and gave you practical steps to adjust, Then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more calm, practical guidance like this. I'm Mike, and I'll see you in the next conversation.